I don't have to worry. Why would I worry when I know it's working for me? It's working for my good. I don't have to worry. Why would I worry when I know it's working for me? It's working for my good. Hold up. It's working for my good.
Family, friends, frenemies, everybody. Thank y'all for joining me again on the Intentional Podcast, Intentional Living in an Unpredictable World. You cannot control the world around you, but you can be intentional about the life you live in it. On this show, I have people who I have interest in. I mean, people who I admire, love to see their work ethic, and love to see the fruit of their lives. And so today, I'm very pumped about this one, ladies and gentlemen. I have who I would call a living legend. He really is. This young man is taking the world by storm. He's a old man in a young man body.
Yes.
And much of what you see happening here at Forward City Church in Columbia, South Carolina, all of it comes across his desk. But most of it is really because of his work and his prayer and his life and all the things, man. He is the Joshua. He is the Elisha. He is the Peter, if you will.
What an intro.
You got right here. Hey, man. Everybody needs one. This is every number one's number one right here. Jamal Hegwood, everybody. Hey, I think this one is going to blow up because I think there are a lot of young leaders who are on the rise and probably are filled with a ton of questions of just how to and all the things, man. And, man, you and your wife and Kanan, y'all really mean the world to us, man.
Man, y'all
really
mean the world to us.
Really love y'all, man.
Let me tell you, this is going to have to be a multi-parter because, you know, he has to explain how we mean the world to them. I have to explain how they mean the world to us. But no, it really is. I mean, my family, it'll be 3 years, which first off, it feels like 20. Let's be clear.
It feels like 20 and it feels like last year.
Right.
At the same time,
yes.
Which is so weird.
It's very interesting, but so much has happened for our little family. I got a 5-year-old. Now he's going to be 5 in a couple weeks. And my wife moved down here on faith. I mean,
her first time leaving Midwest.
Her first time leaving Chicago, Illinois.
Crazy.
And shout out to her for trusting me and the Lord. I mean, but
Rocky is a rock star.
Yeah, and we moved. I mean, you and I had a couple conversations, played 2K, almost got you in Madden that first time, and we moved by faith, and our family has been, you know, no different. It's just completely different since. So we're grateful, thankful, and it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot to talk through.
Yo, you hail from Wisconsin.
Yes, Milwaukee.
By the time this what did you call it, podcast comes out, Giannis would be playing for another team.
God, I just saw the update that he's open to a trade.
It'll be Miami or New York, probably, and we'll know. Like I said, when this
by the time this airs,
this iPod comes out, everybody would know.
We have to get everything back for him. I'm talking picks, people. I mean, if we're gonna lose him, we got to get everything.
Yeah, because
right now is bad. Did you see the fans were booing him a couple weeks, and he booed back? I was like, oh yeah, we're done. We're done.
It's gonna be him and Thanos. They going to
his brother.
I hope they go to Miami because Miami is one of my favorite cities.
Yeah,
so
I would love
Miami.
He gave Milwaukee a lot.
He did.
He gave us our first championship in forever.
Come on,
super loyal.
Come on, man.
I mean, I could never.
Come on,
never.
Man. Come on. And then went and bought a 50-piece nugget after.
50-piece nugget. Yes.
Yeah, he's a legend, man.
Yeah.
They should. Milwaukee needs to have a little more honor. But you guys have Y'all got a lot of heat that come out of Kenlock is there?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. So Milwaukee, first off, yes, there are black people in Wisconsin. Oh, that's one of the first things I have to tell people
Not
when I
many,
say. No, there is. It's a pocket. It's
in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee, right? Yes.
Yeah, but I mean that's
There
like
is
a city
everywhere else. But
on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Milwaukee, you can find colors.
But no, they're a great shout out to Pastor Ken Locke. Fun fact about him: my entire family has given church a second chance because he's built, a church
he's amazing.
That's doing amazing things out there. And Milwaukee's a very interesting place, and I was grateful to the church scene in Milwaukee is also very interesting too. I started going to church, got saved when I was 12.
Okay.
And it was funny because we used to.
Now, did you get saved and start going to church, or you were going to church and finally got saved?
So that's the thing. We were my mom and my dad. We would go to church every now and then, and the church that we were going to, it was great because the children's ministry had a slide that it would, because the ministry was in the basement. So you would take a slide to go down to the basement. Here's the funny thing though.
That's lit.
You had to be a member in order to be able to go on the slide.
Of course you did. That's a lawsuit.
And my parents were not members of the church.
Dang.
So they had the slide, but we always had to take the stairs.
Dang. You're like, Mom, please.
The most disappointing
Yeah, that's
feel. You see this big
tough.
slide. Yeah, and they like, ooh, baby, no.
If only you just, if y'all can just tithe.
Y'all go take the stairs.
Y'all can tithe. We can put you on that slide.
So we started going to church with my grandmother, Mason Temple Church of God in Christ. That's when I was 12, and that's.
Oh, you coach it.
Oh yeah. That's storefront.
What is it about coach it? Y'all act like y'all just like a little better than.
You got to be born again. That's what. You can't just join into this. When I got older, I said, we used to sing that all the time.
If a denomination has its own songs, listen, y'all. Come on, man.
But that was where I actually got saved. So it was through Sunday school, and I still, Sister Mann, Sister Tatum, Sister Moten. I still remember like them Sunday school teachers, and it was through those instances and moments that I made the decision to get saved. So I was 12, and at that time I was very talkative at school, so I did a lot of public speaking. And they put me up to do a speech one day. Yes. And they was like, ooh, that boy gonna be a preacher. And so then maybe a few months later, pastor put me up to do inspirational words on a Sunday. And I told that
you try to go all the way.
Ooh,
you took it as a trial sermon.
Do you hear me? I mean, I clowned. Oh my God. I brought my own towel up there and everything. It was a whole.
I love it.
It was a whole.
12-year-old.
Yes. And they didn't make it no better because afterwards, like all the church, the fruit punch with the crystal glass.
No, they didn't do that.
Yes, they did. They brought it to me. And everything. I mean, they added fuel.
Come on, church folks.
To the fire.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
So it was that, we started going to church more. I mean, at that point, I wanted to be in church all the time. So Bible study, prayer, everything. And that was really important during my formative years. So I am in church years 50.
Yeah, for sure. Because church years are like dog years.
Yes.
You age. All right, I want to jump right into this, man, because you were 29 years old.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, which is just crazy. I don't think anybody even knows that. No one knows you're 29. First of all, nobody in the world knows that Jamal Allen Hegwood is still in his 20s.
No.
But I think it's fascinating. Now, for me, I think it's something that you can be proud of. I mean, I told my wife when you first came, like 20. I mean, you had to be like 27 at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The revelation at 27 is scary.
Yeah.
Like, I want to talk about leadership capacity because so far you are the youngest person we've had on this podcast. And 29 to have, well, let me just give a little history. You've had multiple jobs. You were brought in originally to do discipleship and spiritual formation. Multiple people told me yo, Jamal, this guy's it. Titus Tucker shouts, Manny and Ringo shout. They both like, yo, Jamal. And so I hit you up and we brought you in for that. And 30 years. One of the things that I love about you too is you're not a passive leader. I love your confidence, but I also love your assertiveness. And this is a story that no one knows other than my wife and I what I'm about to say. But it to me is like when the bio is written, this has to be a paragraph, because a few months ago, our church was going through transition. And you came to my office and you're like, hey, you got a moment? I was like, yeah, of course. You sat down and you literally said, and I've never, we turned 10 in August. This has never happened to me before.
Yeah.
But you literally looked me in my eye, man to man, heart to heart, and you just put it literally all out there. You're like, hey, man, give me a shot.
Yep. Yeah.
And I was like, really? You're like, yeah, give me a shot. Give me a chance to run this. I believe I could do it for you.
Yeah.
And I believe you'd be satisfied. And I was like, I believe in you, but you know I'm gloves off. Like,
right.
you know I'm direct. You know, like, hey, the higher you are, like my philosophy is depending on the room you in, that's how many layers I have on.
Yep.
So if I'm on a Sunday morning, those are the most layers I'm gonna have on. Yep. And the more intimate those rooms get, the more layers. I mean,
it's raw.
It is. Once you get up to a certain height, it's like I ain't no fluff, ain't no. It's hey man, this that boom 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 boom. And you was like, I was like, you know what you're asking for, like not just the ability to have the ball and run with it, but you know, like you're gonna get hit the hardest. Yeah, it's just different here.
Yeah,
and you was like, yeah, give me a shot.
Yeah. And
I was like, wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed that you even like came and like jumped out there. Yeah. Let's unpack that just a second, because that is like, first of all, you're 29. Yeah. To even have that confidence in yourself in 2026 is a rarity. But also having the capacity to back it up, I think it's two-part. Not just the confidence to jump up. Because having confidence ain't difficult, especially if you play Fortnite all day. You actually think you can shoot a gun. Yeah. So having confidence ain't that's only half of it. Also, you got to be able to back it up. Just talk me through where your mind was in that time, and for young leaders, for up-and-coming leaders, like what would you speak into that?
Yeah, the first hurdle for me is it honestly wasn't until about 2 years ago that I didn't see my age as a crutch. For so long, no one knows that I'm 29 because I purposely kept it secret. I'm talking to the point where like I would post for my birthday and not say how old I was, because what I always noticed was that people would encounter me, my wisdom and my maturity, and then hear how young I am and would you just whatever, you know.
You still wet behind the ear.
Yeah, you know, and so it almost became a defense mechanism for me to not tell people my age or not lead with that. And it's interesting because when I got saved, the first thing my grandmother told me to do, she said, read Psalms, read Proverbs, and pray for wisdom every day. She said that start there. And I feel like God answered those prayers because wisdom has been a guiding light for me my entire life. Is that the wise thing, you know, to do? And so I would say 2 years ago, you know, and really being under your leadership too, it made it to where I was like, okay, I don't have to be ashamed of how young I am. Because it was funny. I mean, this was like when we were on our retreat, and I don't know if you remember when I was asking the finance questions. Like we did a staff retreat, and BT did a Q&A, and we had some of our other leaders doing a Q&A, and they were talking about finances. And I was like, man, I just feel like I done messed up so much with my finances, and like I gotta still do this, and I still got this. And so PT graciously, you know, answered the question, gave some insight, and then like 30 minutes later, he came, put me to the side, he said, "You do know you are actually doing it." He was like, "You are doing way better than any of us were at this age."
Are you kidding me?
He's like, "You do." Let's put this into perspective, you know. And like even in that moment, I was like, "Oh man, I guess so." You know. And my mom was really big on that too. It was around the time we were moving down here. Man, I think this whole age conversation for me highlighted how hard I've been on myself. You know, it was around that same time that we had that conversation. I was talking to my mom, And I was just like, man, I gotta do this. I can't believe. And she stopped me mid-rant. She said, Jamal, can you stop? She was like, you are 20, I think at the time like 27, 28.
Yeah.
She's like, you've accomplished more.
Yeah.
There's so many people. And she's like, that's not something to brag about, but you can be proud of that. So I said it to say, it is even new. This is still fresh for me to be like, okay, all right. Like this is, for God to have done so much in my life so soon is actually a good thing. And it's not something that disqualifies me. I think to that specific scenario, there were a lot of things that played a role, but the biggest was the Lord had really been dealing with me, and you've been really big about this in my life, is being okay with like being fully being myself and being authentic in the aspect of like, it ain't perfect, but it's me. Yeah. You know, like a fun fact, man, we used to be in meetings and like, when I first got here, like I had to have the answers. Like I had to, no, we gonna figure it out. No, we gonna, and like people would be like, you might not though. Like it's okay, like, you know, or like, do you really know? Or like, are you gonna research it afterwards and figure it out, you know? And so like that really helped me be like, okay, I don't have to have all the answers, but I know that the value is in my character and who I am. And so even in that moment, the Lord had really had it on my heart of, it was almost to that age conversation. For so long, I'd heard, not yet, not yet, not yet. You're not ready, not yet. And I remember praying and I was like, Lord, like, I just feel like we need to do this. And, you know, my pastors need this and I need to do this. And the Lord was like, yeah, everything that you are saying, like, you can provide that. And here was my prayer before I did that, PT. My prayer was, Lord, just drop it in his heart, drop it in his spirit. Like, have him come to me, you know? And the Lord was like, no, this one you got to do. Yeah. Like this one, you have to say something. You have to speak up. And I think y'all's leadership allowed for me to be able to do it in a way to where it's like, hey, it's not perfect, but it's me, you know? And I think that is a vital part to young leaders being able to excel. You don't have to know it all. And that was the hurdle for me. I felt like because I was so young and because people would potentially disqualify me, I gotta have the answers. I gotta prove that I know, you know, what I'm doing. Like if I mess up, they really gonna say, you know, and I had to learn how to break that and be okay with it's not perfect, you know, but it's me. And I think once I got there, I became confident enough to say, you know what, let's give me a shot, you know, but it was also because I knew that y'all weren't expecting perfection, you know? And I think I had created this notion in my head that because I was so young and it was already a hurdle that people had to get over, I gotta be perfect. I got like people are already gonna disqualify me because I'm young. So to mitigate that, I can't make mistakes.
You know, you said something that I love. I think one of the problems with many people who are on church staff or just in the market, even in the marketplace. I think sometimes, but specifically in the church, because that's where this year make 20 years I've been doing full-time ministry. I think there many times there's this misnomer. It's kind of the prayer that you said, Lord, drop it in the spirit. And it's like you're hoping that and nine times out of 10, like that don't. Nope. You know, it happens sometimes. You know, Elijah ran up on Elisha, but then he also begged him not to come. You know what I mean? But a lot of times there is like a, hey man, and it's not being thirsty. It's not, but at least like even making the offer. Like I'm available. I'm here. I'm ready. Speaking of that a little bit, even for people who may be like, I don't really know how to even like put myself out there. Or
the problem that I learned, PT, is people are willing to make the offer but not the adjustments. And that
clip
for
that,
me,
y'all clip that. There's thousands of people here, guys. It takes thousands of people to put on this production. Thousands. Hey, Brian. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But people are able to make the offer, but not able to make the adjustments. I personally feel like the offer was even able to be heard because I handled the correction. Like people don't know, like you cannot make an offer without equity. And so I feel like what added weight to the offer, which again people don't know, is in the same year there was a couple of hard conversations, a couple of hard decisions that I had to sit with and respond well to. Yeah, that added weight to the equity to the offer. And so for my generation, I think a part of the confusion is we think that just because I made the offer, that equity comes with it. And that's not the case. One of the greatest lessons I learned, and my hope and my prayer is for anybody my age or younger, man, if you are expecting to receive a pour from someone, the responsibility on, this is where I'm young, but I'm also old school. The responsibility on them is to pour. The responsibility on you is to adjust. And the problem for our generation, and I had to learn this the hard way, is I'm over here, come pour into me. Yes. And it's no. Yes. They're pouring over there. Yes. So you gotta go get under the pour, But
yo, it's Bible.
It is.
I think it's 2 Kings chapter 4. It's the woman whose son is about to be taken in slavery because her husband ran with the prophets that didn't have life insurance, and she run up to the prophet. She's like, "Yo," and he said, "Man, go collect jars." Man. And the Bible said when the jars were full, the oil stopped running. Man. There was more oil. There just weren't jars. And I love what you're saying because I'm from that same cloth. Like, when I want something, I reach up for it. Like, my pastor don't have to come find me. Like, I'm like, yo, where you at? What we got going on? Like, I need help with this or whatever. And I feel like even over the past 3 years, you got something in your head and you're trying to figure out what has helped you mature in that. Yeah. Because I think that is, dude, that's so weighty, like going and seeking the pour.
Yeah, I think it's a rhythm and a muscle that I've had to work, and your responses also help too. I think the more you see, like, that was a good conversation. Like, oh man, like that actually, helped. It makes me more comfortable in doing that. But before I'm even able to find that out, I have to try. And there was something I learned years ago. That it's in the back of my head, and one day I will try my best to preach this, but it's an anointed try. Like, God, anoint this try. I'm a try, but I want you to anoint it. I want your hand to be on it. I'm gonna do my part.
David in the rock,
man.
It's an anointed try.
I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna take a shot.
But can you anoint it? And I think our generation, my generation, is afraid of trying, but they're also afraid of trying again. And that's the piece for me. I can't speak in tongues on the podcast. That's the piece for me that I had to learn the hard way. You've got to try again. You've got to. If I didn't try again, I don't know where my family would be. I don't know where my son would be. And the enemy wanted me to say, I tried once. I can't do it again. I can't try again. And my encouragement to anybody who's like, man, I tried one, you've got to try again. The person that I think about, the woman with the issue of blood, if she would have given up, like she had an anointed try, 12 years. All my money I done spent. I done went to, after the first doctor, some of us would have, child, I can't. Yeah. But she tried and she tried again. I feel like we'll look at that story because the blessing is in the press, but the real blessing is in the try.
Endurance.
Like before she even got to the press, for 12 years, she kept trying.
Jeez.
So for me, I'm like, okay, you tried to have the conversation once.
Great.
Try again.
Great.
Oh man, I called you and you didn't pick up. Call again.
Yeah.
I text you and you, man, he was on a plane. He was putting text again.
Yeah.
Like you have to be willing to try. And when you try, well, and the other part, this is a beautiful story. My son, when he was younger, it's to that try piece. When he was younger, My wife, I mean, she was so nervous about everything, first time parents, you know. And so we were at the doctor's once. Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, everything fine. She's like, his right arm ain't moving the same way as his left. You know what I mean? You know, like, and I'm like, what? So basically, they took him to some physical therapy or whatever. And they did see that, okay, the motion in his arm was wrong, you know. And so they start throwing toys in front of him. He'll reach for it. And then the lady started touching him with the toy. And then she would throw it in front of him. Long story short, I asked her, I said, what are you doing? She said, sometimes he has to feel what he's reaching for so that he can reach further the next time. Because now he knows what it feels like. And so his brain is making the connection of, ooh, I want that. And so the next time the reach will be farther. And sometimes when you are trying, what worked the last time ain't gonna work the next time. If it's really that important to you, you're gonna reach further.
Yeah.
So there have been some times where it's like, man, he finna get on a plane tomorrow. I got 5 minutes before he walk out this office. Y'all wait a second, let me go run in here. I gotta try something different.
6 a.m. workout.
The 6 a.m. workout. Sometimes it's when he send that text and I'm like, oh, Jesus, I do not want to wake up at 6 a.m. You know, but it's like, but that's where he's gonna be pouring, you know? And or even a lot of people know that PT, after he preaches, he's still going. So it's pull up to this table and receive. You can't get tired of trying. That for me has been the greatest lesson, because if the enemy wanted to do anything in my life, he wanted to take my try.
Dang. Faith fatigue.
Faith fatigue, man. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, man. 29. There's more to you than your age, but I think it's just such a relevant and necessary topic. You got the weight of really a ministry, you know, thousands of people, money, budget, staff, helping to really steward wind and facilitate a revival. What is that like? What is that demand like for people who's like, I want more. Like, what is that? Just a little bit, just peeking into what does it cost?
It's funny. I talked about this at Engage Culture a little bit last year when we did a panel, but my initial thought is, thank God I'm covered. I don't say this, you know, everybody's called to different things. But for where I am in my life right now, most people, when I transitioned before coming here, if I listened to the crowd, I'd be pastoring my own church. I thank God that I am not doing that right now. I thank God that I'm covered, because there is a weight that unfortunately I see a lot of my peers have to go through alone. They have to suffer through alone. And it is causing a lot of anxiety and fear and frustration that for me, I might feel, but I'm covered. And so the weight and the demand is real, but honestly, I think a part of being covered has helped me to be able to share that load in that way. I don't feel alone. Like that.
Great.
That is the beautiful part in it. The beautiful part in it is I know I can walk across the hall, knock on either your door or PJ's door, and be like, help me, you know, and get that. I know that I have counterparts and staff that I can lean on. I'm like, there is a weight, but there's a beauty to being covered. And I think this season for me has really opened the door for a gratitude for covering, and a gratitude for being under leadership and under a pastor. I don't know how anyone could do something like this uncovered. I don't. Because there is a weight and there is a responsibility. What God is doing in Columbia, South Carolina, of all places, is beautiful. And there's an honor attached to it. And this is actually, you know, very interesting, because one thing that I had to, you know, the Lord was dealing with me about was not allowing fear to cause me to think that I would fumble what he's been preparing me for.
Whoa. Whoa.
there had been this feeling of like, okay, all your life you knew that you would be in ministry. I tell you, like, this is people got sports, they got hobbies, ministry. That is what I do, And then you get to this point where you're like, man, this is what people prophesied about. This is what people spoke about. This is what, and there's this subtle fear of like, man, what if I fumble it? What if I mess it up? What if and not even just, but it's like, what if I make the wrong decision in the meeting? What if I say the wrong thing? What if we do mess up on the budget? What if we like that was a fear that I wasn't prepared for, of like, okay, you got it. And then the enemy says, it's just wait until you lose it all. And I think, again, another part to being covered means that you are able to know that even if you fall or stumble, it doesn't have to end in failure. So even if I'm in a meeting and I'm, guys, we about to do this, and it's like, no, we actually not. But you know what I mean? Like that can be a mistake that isn't detrimental, And so I'm still learning the ebb and flow, but I would say the beauty to it all for me is that God has revealed to me that, man, you have the privilege, the honor of being able to do this covered. My prayer for a lot of people in my generation is, you do not have to live the life of a fish out of water. Like, you can live a life where you are in an ecosystem that benefits your livelihood, and you don't have to try and do it on your own.
We got to land here. You're in a seat of honor, and I mean, there are people that you lead. Some could be your parents, some could be your grandparents, literally, some younger. And you have to balance being a man of honor, but also like a man of humility, because one of our culture codes and a part of my DNA and my wife is to lead low.
Yeah.
How do you balance that at the place you are in life of like, I gotta be sharp because I gotta make a call, but at the same time, it's the wise as a snake, gentle as a dove, like how do you at the same time like manage and steward humility and staying low and staying right with God? Like, what is that like? Because it really is a weird,
it is. And it was funny. I was just talking about this today, but number one, I can only go as far as my personal devotion. That's a lesson that you and PJ have not just taught, but lived, so I could only go as far as my devotion personally. What time am I spending with the Lord? What is he saying to me personally in my life? But then coupled with that, my leadership capability and styles, man, I can't be afraid to get my hands dirty. Like I cannot be afraid to. It's funny. Like I love to do it. I will do it any chance I get. I will throw one of them vests on and like go out to the parking team and be like, put me somewhere. And when I say put me, they put me to work. But I do it to show like I'm not too big. Like I'm, and so I'm willing to get my hands dirty. But another thing that I'm learning is a part of that humility and that honor is being honest with people, even when that honesty hurts. Because there are a lot of people that's something that you've always had, or you've had to grow into that? I've had to grow into that. Oh my God. Starting off as a leader, people pleasing was, especially again, when you're younger and you're intimidated, you're like, you could be my grandparent or you could be my parent, or you've had 10x the amount of time in ministry that I have, whatever. It could be intimidating. So you can get into this habit and this rhythm of people pleasing. And then I learned like, oh wait, people, that's inauthentic. And it's
you're
not
actually hurting them. And
you're hurting them. And so I had to learn how to, in love, be able to be honest and be able to, hey, we don't do that here. Or hey, we got to grow in that. And I've seen that what that does is it adds weight to the honor. The other piece coupled with that is being a man of my word. Yeah, man. That is one thing that you get on me a lot about, even as small as respond to them text messages and call somebody back. Like those small things go a long way. I think one of the things that is beautiful about our relationship, and one of the reasons why I feel like God even sent me under your leadership is like you live a life that removes the excuse of busyness for anybody under you. Like anybody under you. Like you, I mean, you go, but you also are intentional. I'll never forget one of our elders, this was about a year ago, he had texted me and, I think the day passed and I texted him back and he was like, hey man, thank you for, getting back to me. But, I just want you to know, our pastor has been in Africa about to get up on stage and he texted me back immediately. Oh. And he's just like, I want for you to always carry the same heart as him. I love you, but I just felt like I needed to share that. And I was like, you all right. But your life carried a standard of like, oh man, I have to rise. And I think those things give weight to people being able to say, man, I can honor, and you being able to respond to a person like that and say, you are absolutely right. I apologize and I'm going to work to get better. Thank you for holding me accountable. Those things add weight. Yeah.
It's great leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, I have enjoyed this. We probably gonna have to do a part 2 because I ain't even getting to all of my stuff, man. The guy is just, as you can see, he's weighted. He has a book, Cleed.
Yes.
CLEAD.
Yes.
That's available. We're gonna have the links below and everything. Yeah. Y'all blow him up on social. Show love. He is he's a God man. This guy right here, man. He's one of God's men, and I'm just proud. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your development. I'm proud of how God is using you. I'm proud of the husband, the father, the leader that you are, the businessman, the coach, all the things. Yeah. You just at 29, I can't even imagine what God has in store for you. But I'm gonna be on the front row.
Yeah,
I can't wait to watch it all. Hey y'all, thank y'all again for tuning in. Intentional podcast, intentional living in an unpredictable world. Remember, you can't control the world around you, but you can be intentional about the life you choose to live in it. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, let everybody know about this conversation and how it is a blessing to you. Wherever you like listening to podcasts, we are available on all outlets now, so make sure y'all show love. We love you so much. God bless you. Keep it intentional.